Are we seeing the end of the middle class? Well, today we're going to talk about a few stories that I think we're missing in the news. And things are happening right now that pretty much suppresses the middle class. Middle class is what makes up most Americans. Also, it's what kind of is the bread and butter of America. That's what keeps our jobs going. The consumers that are buying goods. Well, when we lose the middle class, we become a lords and serfs mentality. Just the top and then everyone else. I think that's kind of what we're getting to, and I think today's stories will open your eyes to maybe seeking some wisdom there, because I really think these policies are affecting one group, and it's the middle. Let's jump into today's video. It starts right now.
I've been searching, but I can't seem to find someone that can hold me through the night.
Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. Happy November, by the way. I love this season. It is getting a little colder, so I enjoy that, and I enjoy staying warm, to be honest with you, though. My wife hates the winter weather, so she is inside. Thank you again for being here. If you're new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Also, remember our vlog channel, The Max Life. You can check those vlogs out. You can see day-to-day operations on a farm and what we are doing each and every day as we raise our food sustainable. Now, let's jump into the content of today. What are we talking about? We're talking about the fact of the middle class pretty much being spent out of existence or suppressed out of existence. Now, when I talk about these stories, I want you to really think, as a middle class person, someone who is getting by, or maybe upper middle class, has a little discretionary money, but really feels the ramifications of all this stuff going on in our world. Now, these stories are going to affect you even more than the inflation and the interest. Number one, U.S. home prices rose for the 5th straight month. Now, that sounds good. That sounds like, oh wow, that's great. That means our assets are getting more valuable. Here's the thing. Look at Argentina and Venezuela, especially Venezuela. Let's talk Venezuela for sure. Everything they had, the stock market was raising. The house value was raising. They were printing money, and there was so much money in the market. What it was doing, though, was still causing a financial collapse because it was making the rich wealthier and the poor more impoverished. Well, what is happening right now is you're living paycheck to paycheck in the middle class. However, those home values are going up. Two things. It doesn't matter if your home value goes up. It's only worth what you can sell it for. So if you can't sell it or you're not wanting to sell it, then that price really doesn't mean anything. If my house value goes up, it really doesn't mean anything because I'm not trying to borrow against it. However, if you're in the middle class and you're trying to buy a home, it's almost untouchable. Why? Inflation. That's bad. Interest is bad. That means your house mortgage will cost you more over 15 or 30 years. But then the fact that the value of the home is inflated to a point where people cannot buy it. If interest is up, people can afford a home still. They can grin and bear it. If the house value is up but the interest rate is low, they can grin and bear it. But the middle class cannot buy a home that is inflating in price, that's not truly worth it, and then also the interest prices going up. It makes people say, you know what, I can't buy a home, I will have to rent. That is a problem, because one thing we do see is when we get to the age of retirement, or we get to the point of getting older and we're not working as much, that is an asset, and that we can sell it if we need to. But if we can't ever buy them, we never have that asset. We never see the growth in it. We never feel the benefits of owning a home. You're always renting. This hurts the middle class. Number two, and we saw this coming, there's a story from the Epic Times that said IRS chief hints at possibilities audits may be on the rise and coming for individuals making under $400,000 a year. Now, what about all those IRS agents and how they were going after the rich? They were going after the wealthy. That's not the case. They're saying now the audits are not for the million and billionaires. It's for the people in the middle class, people that's making under $400,000. So that's anywhere from $50,000 to $400,000, whatever your middle income is, you could be the one that's going to be audited. What does that mean? I never heard the government or IRS auditing someone and giving money back. It's usually the other way around. They find something. So why is the IRS hiring all these agents and they're supposed to be going after the wealthy, but instead they're going after your $600 PayPal account or someone making just middle class money? Again, why do we need taxes if they can print money? Why does the government need our little dollars if they can print billions? This is hurting the middle class. IRS shouldn't be going after the middle class. They're suppressing the wealth, and it makes you a little bit more cautious about your money. This is bad policy. Number 3, we heard that strikes are going on everywhere. Everyone's striking, and then plea deals are made. We talked about UPS and how drivers for UPS now are making almost 6 figures. Hey, I don't mind someone working, but what happens with unions and when they start this movement is everyone goes on strike. Well, now UAW, went on strike, but now they've got a deal. They said for the average car that's going on the car lot, it may cost $800 to $1,500 more on your sticker just to buy an automobile that didn't get up in value, didn't grow in value. Actually, they're still a depreciated item that's costing $80,000 to $90,000 for some vehicles. That's for the common Joe, your common American vehicle. Anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000. That's crazy. Most middle income families can't even afford that anyway. But now they're saying your sticker price, not including your inflation, not including your interest, the cost to actually own it, but the fact that now, just because the UAW strike, your sticker price will go up $800 to $1,500 more. Now, if the middle class can't already buy a vehicle at $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 because the interest rate is 7 or 8%, and the car is inflated and it's going to lose value, they can't take that loss and that liability. Do we think that adding more price to it is a good thing for the middle class? These strikes, like the UPS, the UPS administration doesn't feel that. Amazon doesn't feel that. These car makers don't feel that. You feel that. The consumer feels that. And the middle class will feel it more than anyone else. Did you hear the story that McDonald's is now going up on their price? In some areas, a Big Mac, a meal, was costing $13 to $18 for a fast food meal. They had record profits for the quarter. And I know before you say you're like, oh, it's their fault, they're just raising prices. Well, this is what happens when they set quotas and set amounts that they're going to make as the owners, and then all of a sudden we have to pay a 16 or 17-year-old $15 an hour to flip a burger. Nothing against paying someone what they're worth. The problem is if we want to see value go up for raises, what they're going to do is you as the consumer will still feel that it's being passed down to you. So the $15 an hour and the $20 an hour and $25 an hour fees for people who these jobs are not really meant to be careers, they're meant to be transitions, and they're good for kids to learn. Now, because they're making full-time money, what's happening is that burger price is not $5, $6, $7 anymore. It's $13 and $18. Have you went to the Dollar Tree lately? It's not $1 anymore, it's $1.25. Have you went to Five Below lately? It's not $5. They have a few things at $5 that's even more junk than it was before. Now it's $10 for some stuff. It's inflating. There's no such thing as a dollar menu anymore. It's $1 to $3 menu. So you see how it works. You are feeling the raises. You are feeling the crunch of the businesses going up. They're going to still make their profit because they set those margins. So as I told you, the middle class is the one hurting. The upper class is still getting their portion. The lower class is getting more people because the middle class is losing money. They can't afford to live, living paycheck to paycheck, and all the while, you're the one feeling all this crunch. $13 Big Macs. Wow, that's crazy. So that was just a few stories of what I see when it comes to the middle class. Also the fact that investments, a lot of people are not able to invest like they want to because of the cost of doing the business, of living life. So they're not able to put retirements up. So if the cost is more, the discretionary cost is more, people are still buying even though they don't need it, they may still want it because they got used to free money, then therefore they cannot put money up for retirement. Therefore, in their older years, when they can't own a home because it costs too much, when they don't have retirement, what happens? Their middle class status goes straight to lower class and dependent class on the government because the government has to take care of them. It was never set up that way. We're supposed to take care of ourselves. But when we have leadership like we have, on both sides, because the House of Representatives, the first thing that Mike Johnson should have done is not worry about Israel. No offense. I love Israel and I want to support Israel. But you probably should have worried about the American people first. First order business shouldn't be about another country. It should be about the American people. We need help in America. We need our borders closed. We need our jobs secure. I'm fine with raises, but we need to make sure that we're getting a balance back on spending. We've borrowed billions already this year to turn around and give it to other countries. It's not good policy. So these stories are proving more and more true that we're losing our middle class. And here's what we can do about it. Get on a budget. Decide what wants or needs are for your family. Learn to be as cheap as you can. I'm a cheapskate. Learn to drive older vehicles. Learn to side hustle. Find other ways to make money. And be positive, and ultimately pray through all this. We need repentance, we need revival, and we need revolution. We need a turn back to what America used to be. Guys, thank you for watching. God bless. Give me your thoughts again.
Send me off with the words of a lullaby.